Okay, so welcome to weekly APC program, and today we are going to discuss on writing summary of experience, right? How you can write effective summary of experience. So preliminary submission dates uh, for Middle East is in February 2026. In South Asia also nearly in January or February, the dates are there. So those who are planning to go for preliminary submissions in the upcoming window, they need to make sure that the submissions are in line with the expectations of RICS, right? For those who are new attending for the first time in our program, let me introduce myself. My name is Saroj Kumar Singh and I am from Alpha Consulting. I have been coaching and training candidates for MRICS certification for the last 3 years. I am also the part of RICS panel, being a counselor and panel member for the interviews. I've also been the part of preliminary assessments for Middle East region and South Asia region. So assisted more than 100 plus candidates to achieve MRICS, right? So based on my experience, today I'll be explaining you what you should write in your documents to make sure that your documents will be accepted, right? And what you should avoid, right? What you should avoid in your documents, okay? And today's discussion will be competency focused discussion. We will take each competency at once, right? And we'll discuss what can be written in that competency at a particular level, right? At the end of this today's session, I will also take your questions. If you are stuck anywhere in your writing, so you can raise your query, you can ask your question, and I will try to resolve your queries with whatever little knowledge I have. Okay, fine. I hope my voice is clearly audible to all of you. I will also allow your mics. If you want to ask anything after the session, you can turn on your mics and you can speak, right? Just give me 1 minute. Let me put on the controls and allow the mics. Okay. Allow the participants to unmute. Okay. So now your mic control is with you. If you want to ask any question, you can ask your question, but yes, after this session, okay? Or in between, if you want to ask anything, you can ask. Uh, so let's get started with today's discussion. I hope my voice is audible to all of you. Please respond in the chat box if it is audible. Oh, is it not audible? Okay, thank you. Thank you for your response. Okay, so firstly, to understand what should be written in the summary of experience, let's go to the RICS pathway guide, and I will be sharing the pathway guide on the screen. Okay. So let me share my screen. So I hope my screen is visible to all of you. This is quantity surveying and construction pathway guide. Today we are going to discuss on the mandatory competencies. So mandatory competencies are same for all the pathways, right? If you are someone who is from a different pathway, uh, mandatory competencies will be same. For core competencies, if you have any question for your specific pathway, you can ask me at the end of the session, right? Now let us see what are those mandatory competencies here in pathway guide, quantity surveying pathway guide. Okay, so as you can see here on the screen, uh, we have these 11 mandatory competencies, right? 11 mandatory competencies in which we have one level 3, 3 level 2 competencies, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 level 1 competencies. So 7 plus 3, 10, 1, 11. 11 competencies are there in mentoring, right? Now, we will go one by one, and I will explain you what you can write as a part of your submission. These are the pointers which will help you to write. So when you start to write the submission, go to that specific competence. Say, for example, we will start with sustainability level 1. Start writing with level 1 competencies. These are the easiest competencies because you just need to write level 1, means your basic understanding about that competency, right? Level 2 is about practically demonstrating, and level 3 is about in-depth knowledge about advising. So for level 2, you have to write both the levels, level 1 and level 2. For level 3, you have to write level 1, level 2, and level 3. All the levels you have to write for level 3 competency. Okay. Now, if I have to write on sustainability, what I will do for that? I will go to sustainability example of knowledge. So you have to go down in this pathway guide and you will find sustainability. Okay. Diversity, inclusive environment, managing resources, insurance, programming. Oh, sustainability. Yes, yeah, it is. Yes. So now I have to write level 1. Then you have to check what are the example of knowledge. What are the example of knowledge in sustainability level 1? So you have to align your writing according to the example of knowledge that is given here. I'm not going to read all of them. Just I'll give you some pointers what you can write as a part of sustainability. Firstly, you can define, you can give an idea about where from you have got the knowledge of sustainability, whether you are practicing in your projects, or maybe you have taken some training, so that you can write in one sentence, and then you can start with defining sustainability, 3 pillars of sustainability, right? And then you can write about sustainability measures that can be taken at site. Apart from it, you can also write about some green building rating systems, right? Global rating systems, or any rating system that is practiced in your region. You can write about global rating systems like LEED, BREEAM, right? And if any specific rating system that is being practiced in your region, like QSS or Mostadam or Estidama Pearl rating system, that you can write as a part of your submissions. So around 80 to 100 words for level 1, and that will be done. You can also write about sources of renewable energy, energy recovery. You can write about uh, sustainable materials, okay? How sustainable materials are important. Now, when you are writing level 1, the most important or the most common mistake that is done by the candidates is they simply write that they know about sustainability, they know about 3 pillars of sustainability, they know about rating systems of sustainability, but that is not enough, like writing in that fashion or in that manner. You have to write what you know. Like, say, for example, rather than writing, I know about LEED, you can write that LEED is a global rating system for sustainability, which has which has 4 different levels of certifications like LEED certified, LEED gold, LEED silver, LEED platinum, like that. So you are explaining in a short sentence what you know about it. Now, you can contradict, like, uh, as there is a limitation of word, you may not be able to, you may not be able to write so many things as a part of your sentence. So that is where the catch is, how concisely you write the document by incorporating maximum information. You incorporate maximum information and explain what you know in 80 to 100 words, right? So try to write short, crisp, concise sentences. Short, crisp sentences, not to elaborate it. Write in active voice. Don't write in passive voice, long sentences, compound sentences. So that is also one art of writing a good submission. How you do it, it all depends on your writing skills. Okay. So this is the part of sustainability. Now, let's move on to inclusive environment. Okay. That is the next level 1. Inclusive environment. Okay. Let us go to inclusive environment. Inclusive environment is about inclusive design where you are providing equal access to people of diverse background, like diverse gender, diverse age, diverse faith, ethnicity. Okay, inclusive environment. So you can define inclusive environment. Then you can provide some examples of inclusive environment. You can provide examples of few legislations related to inclusive environment. Like here, local planning policies, building regulations. So how building regulations, what building regulations are there that provides guidance for designing a facility which can provide equal access to everyone, right? Like we have a national building code here. There we have different regulations which has to be there in the design of any building in order to make it an inclusive building, right? So simply wherever you are working, in any whatever region you are working, you must have some building regulations that provides guidance for inclusive environment. Write about it. Write about define inclusive environment. Write about some examples of inclusive environment like ramps, like you can write about disabled car parking, disabled toilets. So that you can write. Okay. Uh, you can also write about UK legislation, right? Equality Act. Okay. So you have to write level 1. Before starting writing, please read this, read this, what is written here, and accordingly write your submission. Fine. Let us move to diversity, inclusion, team working. Okay. Now, what you can write as a part of diversity, inclusion, team working? There are 3 things here: diversity, inclusion, team working. So you cannot ignore any of them. You have to cater all these 3 in your document. Now, diversity. You can define diversity in one single sentence, write what you understand about diversity, why it is important. Then you can write about why inclusion is important, how inclusion can be practiced, unconscious bias, and then you can go to team working. So team working, there are different theories on team working, team formation, team development models are there, team dynamics model are there. So learn that. Then unconscious bias, knowledge of unconscious bias. Write one sentence about unconscious bias, what you understand about unconscious bias. That's it. You will complete your 80 to 100 words, right? So this is how you can complete your diversity, inclusion, team working. Okay. Inclusive communication. Okay. Next, data management. This is also level 1 competency, data management. What you can write as a part of data management. If we go through this example of knowledge, it will provide you some pointers like how data is collected, analyzed, and stored in your organization, how electronic database works, how technical libraries are set up, legislations applicable to data management. Now, in this example of knowledge, few things will be contextual to your area of practice, few things may not be contextual to your area of practice, right? So identify those areas which are contextual and write accordingly. Say, for example, legislations applicable. So in wherever you work, there must be legislations on data privacy, right? Understand that and write about it. Like, what are the legislations? Write about the process of data management. What are the different steps in data management? Write about how electronic data management is done or how it is done in your organization. You can write about non-disclosure agreements that are the part of the contracts. Okay. So any sources of data that your company is using, okay, that also you can write as a part of your document. Source of data for maybe quantity surveying works or for pricing works. Okay. So that you can write as a part of level 1. That's it. Try to take 3 or 4 out of these pointers or example of knowledge and write about it. Business planning. What can we write as a part of business planning? In business planning, you can write about different types of business plan. What are the components of business plan? What is a mission and vision statement? Uh, then you can write about financial benchmarking, like financial ratios, how it is important, right? SWOT pestle analysis, strategic business planning tools, right? SWOT and pestle analysis, that also you can include as a part of business planning. Okay, fine. So that is how you can complete your 80 to 100 words. Accounting principles. This is also level 1 competency. In accounting principle, you can write about different accounting standards that are practiced globally, GAAP, IFRS, right? Then you can write about different financial statements of a company, like balance sheet, cash flow statement, okay, profit and loss statement. You can write about different financial ratios, solvency ratio, liquidity ratio, gearing ratio. Insolvency, you can write about insolvency, bankruptcy. So these are the things you can write as a part of your level 1, and you will complete your 80 to 100 words. Okay. I will show you one document, how it is written, okay, on the screen. Then let's come to accounting. Okay, accounting principle, business plan, data management, diversity, inclusive environment, okay. Inclusion, diversity, it is done. So all level 1 done. Now we will discuss on level 2 competencies, that is client care. Okay, client care is a level 2 competency. So when you are writing level 2 competency, you have to write both level 1 and level 2. Okay, so level 1, you have to take the pointers from here, and for level 2 from here. What you can write as a part of level 1 in client care? For client care, you can define, you can write about what are the different ways that a professional can demonstrate client care. That is maybe through effective complaint handling procedures, regular feedback to the client, good communication with the client, okay, reporting to the client, taking adequate insurance to protect the client's interests. So these are the things which you can uh, have as a part of a good client care system, right? Then you can write about PI insurance, professional indemnity insurance. Uh, you can write about complaint handling procedures of RICS, KPIs. This is the last one, KPIs. How key performance indicators can help to understand clients' needs and how to address the client needs as per KPIs, right? So that is what you can write. Whenever you are writing level 1, try to provide your understanding of the RICS guidance notes. That makes your document more impactful, because somewhere it will give an impression that you are well aware of the RICS procedures. So in case of client care, you can refer to the guidance note called complaint handling procedures of RICS. You can also refer to the guidance note that is PI insurance. RICS and other one is client money handling. But client money handling may not be contextual to your area of practice. So if it is okay, then you can write client money handling, or else you can write about you must write about actually about the complaint handling procedures. So how you can write? You can write that I have gone through the RICS guidance note of complaint handling procedures, and I have understood that complaint should be handled in so and so way, right? So that is how you can write in level 1. Now level 2, where you have to practically demonstrate your client care in the projects. So you have to give examples how you have demonstrated. So when giving example, you need to be you need to be very specific related to your role and the project that where you have demonstrated or carried out. So clearly write that what was your role in that project. So you can start with a phrase like while working as a cost consultant in so and so project, or while working as a facilities manager in so and so project, or a project manager in so and so project. I came across a complaint which deals with so and so, and then how you resolved it, you can write as a part of your level 2, handling the complaint. Okay. You can also write about how you have how you have issues report to the client as a part of your client care, right? Regular reporting to the client. So what reports are you preparing in order to make client aware of the progress of the project or status of the project? That also you can write as a part of your level 2. Try to write two different scenarios where you have demonstrated client care. Okay, two different scenario in two different paragraphs. That will be more effective. If you are not able to manage word counts, you can write one as well. Okay. But it is always recommended to include as much information as possible. Now, one important thing to understand or to consider when you are writing your submission is whatever you are writing in your submissions will be the basis of questioning in the final assessment interview. So always write whatever you will be able to defend in the final assessment and during the interview. Okay. Like few candidates write in contract practice, I am aware of JCT, NEC, blah, 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 all the contracts under the sun, but maybe they are not aware of it. Okay. So they, just for the sake of writing, they have written it. But understand, whatever you are writing, you are declaring to RICS that I know these things, and please ask me about these things. I will be explaining or I'll be answering to it. This is my domain of knowledge. So when you are writing, keep it in mind that you will be asked or inquired on it. Okay. Specifically in level 2 and level 3. Ethics, rules of conduct, and professional. Now, after the client care, we have health safety and communication negotiation. Okay. Health safety. Visibility, project finance, programming, procurement, design, corporate recovery, contract practice, conflict, commercial management. Okay, managing people, leadership, diversity, data management, health safety. Okay, fine. Please. Now, in level 1, write about health and safety legislations that are practiced in your region. Write about surveying safely guidance note of RICS. Read it. Read the surveying safely guidance of RICS. That will help you to understand what are the RICS guidance on health and safety. You can get some learning outcomes from there, which you can include as a part of your level 1. Right? Write about the procedures that you take for safety at site. Okay. Then in level 2, you can write about specific incident where you have taken part in safety related measures, or maybe prevented any accidents. You have done risk assessment at site, or maybe you have been involved in safety audits or safety trainings at site. That you have to write as a part of level 2. Okay. Going forward in communication and negotiation. Now, this is also communication and negotiation. Here you have to write about both communication and negotiation in level 1. In two different paras, you can write like what you understand about communication and what you understand about negotiation. So for communication, you can write about different types of communication, effective communication, efficient communication. You can write about different you can even write about inclusive communication, right? Different 7 C's of communications. So that is what you can write as a part of communication. Next para, write about negotiation. In negotiation, you can define negotiation. You can write about different concepts used in negotiation, like SOPA, BATNA, BATNA, ZOPA, Zone of Possible Agreement, BATNA. So these are the things you can write in negotiation. You can also write about different strategies of negotiation. Okay, strategies for negotiation, process of negotiation, right? So this is how you can write communication negotiation, 80 to 100 words for level 1. Now in level 2, where you have to write 100 to 120 words or 150, maximum 150 words. Okay. So here what you can write, how you are demonstrating communication negotiation. If you are part of any workshop, any present where you have presented something, that also you can write as a part of your level 2, right? Delivering reports at meeting. Okay. What type of report you have prepared, how you have delivered. Just explain it a little bit. You can write about negotiation, how you have negotiated a particular matter in the project. So that also you can write as a part of your level 2. Provide one example for communication, one example for negotiation in level 2, right? Write concise and briefly. Now, most important competency, that is ethics, rules of conduct, and professionalism. And after this, I will go to the core competencies. Okay. And we will talk about the core competencies as well. What you can write as a part of ethics, rules of conduct, and professionalism. Level 1, new rules of conduct. Very important. You must write about new rules of conduct. Don't write the entire rules of conduct line by line. Okay. Acting with honesty, integrity, blah, 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 blah. Unnecessarily, you will be consuming the words. Rather, you write that I am aware of new rules of conduct, which is based on so and so things, like based on honesty, integrity, okay, respect, accountability, blah, blah, blah. So in short sentence, you are making the assessors aware that you know new rules of conduct, and also you know on what it is based upon. Okay. Then you can write about different obligations of members and firms. Different obligations of members and firms. You will get that in RICS new rules of conduct guidance note. Then you can write about conflict of interest. For conflict of interest, there is a guidance note in RICS. So refer to that guidance note in your writing, that I have read this guidance note on conflict of interest. You have understood whatever you have understood from there, write it. If you go through that guidance of conflict of interest, you will get different types of conflict of interest and how to handle or deal with conflict of interest. So that is one part. Then you can write about gifts and hospitalities, right? What you understand, what are the policies, and then structure of RICS. So take 3-4 things, but whatever I am discussing, these are the major learning outcomes of RICS ethics, rules of conduct, and professionalism. So try to include this. You can also choose anything else apart from this list. Means from this list, you can choose anything. Okay. But yeah, as I said earlier, everything will not be contextual to your area of practice. Okay. RICS, this construction technology code, maybe it is not contextual. So you can ignore it. Level 2, where you are practically demonstrating ethics in your work, providing quality service. If you have provided quality service to the client, that's the part of diligent service to the client. That's the part of demonstrating ethics. You can write. Secondly, you can write about how you deal with a conflict of, how you have dealt with a specific conflict of interest. Write a certain scenario where you have dealt with it. Then you can write about your acting in public interest. Okay, acting in public interest. If somebody is asking you to do something which is not in favor of the public interest, then you can avoid it. You can of course advise them as well, right? So that takes us to level 3, where you have advised on a specific situation. So here there can be different situations, different ethical situations where can be advised. Now, few candidates refrain from writing, I advised. Somehow they refrain from writing that they have advised it. Okay. But it is important as a part of your level 3 submission that you have to write it specifically that you have advised or you have recommended. Okay. So if you have advised anything related to conflict of interest, if you have advised on any unethical practice to your subordinate or management or anyone, right? You can write as a part of your level 3. Generally, I have seen in most of the documents, candidates writing about rejecting the gift and advising on why they have rejected the gift, or they have advised their subordinate on any unethical practice, or they have advised stakeholders of the company policy, where the stakeholder may be asking the candidate to do something unethical. So the candidate has advised of the company policy and ethical professional ethics. Right. So this is what you can write as a part of level 3 in ethics, rules of conduct, and professionalism. Yeah. Okay, so these are all the mandatory competencies. If you have any question, you can ask, and then I will take on few of the core competencies. All right. So if you want to ask any question, you can ask. If you are stuck anywhere in the mandatories or if you are unable to understand whatever I'm trying to say, you can ask. No questions? Okay, so now coming to an important discussion, how to manage what counts. How to manage what counts. Okay. Say you have only 1,500 words to write your mandatory and 4,000 words to write the technical competencies. So how you will manage it? I have a very simple way to do it. Okay. Uh, and that's a thumb rule. I generally write 100 words for level 1, 200 words, 200 words for level 2, and 300 words for level 3. That is how I write. And then and then I edit it, cut short of it in order to keep it within the word limits, right? So 100 for apart from it, we also provide one tool for writing the submissions to our candidates where they can uh, count their words while writing. So I will show you that tool. Okay. That can help writing the summary of experience within the word counts. Okay. Sharing my screen. So this is that tool which is now on your screen. Okay. So say, for example, if you're writing ethics rules of conduct, we have level 1 box here. Okay. And there are some target words here. How many words you can write for level 1 is 85 here. You can write around 85 to 100. Okay. Then this will be counted here. Once you type anything here, it will automatically get counted. Okay. Like I type 4, so it's 4 achieved. Target 85, shortfall 81. So you can still write 81 words here. Okay. So this is how you can write, and you can monitor your word counts and until you achieve the target of 1,500. So this is the SOE writing tool that comes with our training program. Okay. Now there is one more important thing that I want to share with all of you is how your document will be checked by RICS. Okay. There are a few questions in the chat box. Let me see. What if I do not work in some competency? Okay, Mahesh is asking this question, and this is very common question. And this happens to I can say 80% candidates, 80 to 90% candidates, that they have not worked on on a specific competency, how they will write about it. See, level 1 is a theoretical knowledge. So if you go through CPDs, you can understand what this competency is all about. You can write level 1. Level 2 is about practical demonstration, and level 3 is about advice. Now, if you are lagging in core competencies where you have to go up to level 3, then it is really a problematic area for you. What you can do in that situation? Learn the competency. That will be the first step. Second step will be you have to get yourself associated with people who are working on it. Maybe uh, with the departments in your company which are working on it. Say, for example, you are you are a contract guy, right, who looks after post contract, or maybe estimation guy who looks after estimation only. You are not aware of tendering procedures because there is a separate tender department and you have never done tendering. Okay, what you have to do? Learn about tendering and discuss with with the guys who are working in the tendering department. Try to get some knowledge from there. If you can involve yourself with them, that can be one way to understand how it can be practically done, and then you can write in your submissions. Okay. You cannot leave it blank. So you have to get yourself involved in the practically in the work in order to write it. Okay. So that is the ideal way to do it. That is the ideal way to do it. You have to get yourself engaged in some form to write level 2 or level 3, right? Is it must to write job role? Anish is asking, is it must to write job role and project both in level 2 and level 3? Yes, it is important to write. Why it is important to write? Why it is important to write? Because you're in level 3, you are advising. Okay. Your advice as a consultant can never be same as your advice when you are a contractor. Say, for example, if you are a consultant, you can advise the client on selection of a procurement route. But if you're working as a contractor, generally you should not be the right person to advise the client like how they will do the tendering or how they will select a procurement route. So it is important in what capacity you are working in the job role. That is very much contextual to what you are writing in level 3. In level 2, try to understand whether your job role really makes a difference in your write, means in understanding what you are writing, and then decisively you can put whether it is important or not. But my suggestion will be try to put your job role like while working as so and so in so and so a project, right? So that will make your submission more, means easily understood by the reader. Ash Chaudhary is asking, is it mandatory for this report should be written under a MRICS supervisor mentor if I don't have a mentor yet? It's not mandatory, but it's mandatory to get it checked by the counselor because your counselor will approve it. If you meet all the requirements of of a good submission, then only your counselor will approve it. You need to have a counselor. That is the mandatory requirement for this RICS process. Ram Kumar is asking, Ram Kumar is asking, can I include experience from 5 years ago in my RI? Yes, there is no such time limit for summary of experience. There is a time limit for case study, that is two years, but not for your summary of experience. You can write any. Okay. I hope I have answered to all the questions, except I think this gentleman is not satisfied. Mahesh Mahankali, what if I not worked in some competencies? It is really a difficult situation for the candidates, but what I have suggested based on my practical experience, that is how I have done. Maybe you have to find out some other ways how you will advise if you are not working on a particular competency. Okay, fine. Okay, so let us see few technical competencies, right? We still have time, and let us see what we can write as a part of. So, should I take QS pathway or project management pathway? I think most of the candidates are from QS pathway, right? Okay, fine. Yes, notification silent. Okay, let us take QS pathway. I will try to take all those competencies which are common to all the pathways, right? It will be contextual for everyone. So, uh, firstly, let us take contract practice, which is level 3 competency for both project management and quantity surveying pathway. Contract practice is also part of facilities management. Okay. Volkan is asking, is there any chance to reach? Yes, it's always there is a chance. You can join our weekly APC group. I post these programs on our recorded sessions there. So hopefully I will put this program there as well. Okay. So let us take contract practice. Okay. This is common competency. In case study, you can hide details if it is confidential. Of course, you can hide, but yes, you need to see hiding these details should not be impacting the overall purpose or overall means understanding of the case study. That is what you have to see. Okay. Let me share my screen. So contract practice. Contract practice, right? Level 1 in contract. Contract practice deals with your pre-contract things, generally pre-contract things and understanding the contractual procedures. Okay. In many submissions, I have seen candidates writing post-contract, means contract administration as a part of level 2. That is not correct, actually. That is not correct. Okay, although it is ignored by, means it is ignored in few cases. I have seen many documents uh, where the candidates have written contract administration as a part of level 2, but yet have not got comments by the assessors. But that doesn't mean that writing contract administration in contract practice is correct. It's not correct. Now, level 1, what you should write as a part of level 1? Right. Look at it. What are the example of knowledge? Basic contract law, legislations, contract documentation, various standard forms of contract, where there should be used third party rights and legislations. While writing level 1, basically you can write about what is a contract, what are the essentials of a contract, essentials of a valid contract. Then you can write about what are different standard forms of contract you are aware of. Like maybe FIDIC, if you are working with any bespoke form of contract, you can write about it as well. If you are writing, if you are working with some public sector contracts that are the standard forms in your region, you can write about it, no problem. Then you can refer to few guidance note, RICS guidance note, like there is a contract selection guidance note, appropriate contract selection, where you will understand how a contract should be selected, various criteria of selection of a contract. You can refer to that. You can write about it. You can write about different contract documents, different types of contract documents. You can write about different contractual mechanisms you are aware of, like variations, terminations, okay, payment mechanism, performance guarantee, advance payment guarantees, insurance. Okay, so these all these things you can write about different contractual mechanisms you are aware of. You can write about assignment novation, understanding of assignment novation as a part of level 1. So these are the things, in short, you can write as a part of level 1. Level 2, where you are practically demonstrating contract practice in your work. Try to focus on pre-contract things. Pre-contract things, like compiling a contract document. So what you have included as a part of contract document. Okay. Now here is it is important. In what capacity you are working. If you are compiling a contract document, that means whether you are working as a consultant or maybe employer's team. As a contractor also you can do it, but for the subcontractors, when you are subcontracting something, then there maybe you have to involve in compiling the contract document. Okay. So that's why the role is important. That is why I'm saying that why the role is important. Your activities are very much aligned with your role. So write about what you are doing and then write what you have done. If you have done some contractual risk assessment as a part of contract practice, you can write it. Okay. Uh, level 3. Level 3, where you have advised on a specific thing. You can advise on an appropriate selection of a contract form. Now, when you are advising on appropriate selection of contract form, as a consultant, you can advise the client. As a contractor, you can advise your management to select the appropriate subcontract. So if you are advising on appropriate selection of subcontract, that can also be part of your contract practice. Subcontracts are also part of contract practice. Okay, then apart from it, what you can advise as a part of contract practice, you can advise on a specific contractual mechanism, on amendments of contract, right? If you see that there is something which is not correct as per the industry standards, okay, maybe the extension of time clause is not there, like that, or maybe you have witnessed something during the tender meetings as a part which is there in the general conditions, which need to be amended. So as a contractors team, you can talk to the employer, get it amended. So that is also part of your contract practice. You can write about it. Okay. So these are a few things you can write about contract practice, advising level 3. Okay. My advice is to write whatever you have practically encountered in your job, right? Framing any hypothetical scenario may land you in problematic situations during final assessment, because they will be asking you questions from there. Okay. And if it is fabricated or made up, then it will be difficult for you to justify. Okay, fine. Now, okay. Next next what we can take. Okay, contract practice is done. What next we can take? Any specific competency, if you want, you can write in the chat box. I will discuss on it. Any other specific competency? Construction technology. Okay, great. Cost prediction analysis. Cost prediction analysis is something that is very specific to you, I think. Okay, construction economics. Okay, okay, let me see. Okay, I have given a link to join our weekly APC community. So if you join this, you will be able to get the intimations for weekly APC webinars. Apart from it, we regularly post the recorded webinars there and some resources that will be helpful for your APC journey. So you can join this group through this link, which is given in the chat box. Okay, let us take construction technology. I don't know whether we'll be taking up the next two construction economics and cost prediction. Let us see how much we can do today. Okay, fine. Let us go to construction technology. Construction technology. So what can be written as a part of level one? If you go to level one, the example of knowledge says the stages of design from inception till completion, and then impact of current legislations and regulations, various elements of building, how they're interrelated, operational maintenance cost, maintenance process post construction, and knowledge of modern construction techniques and prefabrications, right? So these are written as the part of your example of knowledge for level one. Now, as you can understand, construction technology deals with the design and construction of buildings and other structures, right? And it is very technical competency, as the name suggests, construction technology. So what you can write in this competency is, in level one, is if you are aware of different types of piles, foundations, right, that you can write in the part as a part of level one. Then you can write about reverse stage of work, reverse stages of work that you can write as a part of level one. Means how a project progresses from stage 0 to stage 7. So different stages. Then you can write about different types of modern construction technologies, as well as your knowledge of prefabrications. You can also involve importance of life cycle cost in construction technology, because operations and maintenance process post construction is there as a part of level one. Okay. Then level two. In level two, what you can write? Okay. Level one, you can also write about what are the different factors on the basis of which a specific construction technology can be selected. Okay. And how it impacts environment, how a specific construction technology impacts environment. You can write about your understanding of uh, net zero, carbon emissions, embodied carbon, how it relates to construction technology. That also you can write as a part of your level one. Okay. Level two, where you have to provide, appreciate how design solutions vary from different types of building, clear warehousing. So if you have done any selection of a particular construction methodology on the basis of its construction technology, like selection between aluform certering and conventional certering. That's a very basic example that I'm giving. There can be others as well. So uh, if you have done some sort of cost comparison or cost and time comparison as a part of construction technology, you can write. And this can be taken to level 3 as well. Like after doing it, you have advised on a specific selection of a construction technology. Like you can see here, advising on a choice of construction solution for the project. So in advisory level, What you have done, on the basis of that, you can conclude or infer that this particular construction technology is ideal. Now, while selecting a construction technology, you will look into the cost, you will look into the time, you will look into sustainability aspects as well, how much value it is creating for the client. So all those factors you have to take into consideration, not just only the time or cost. Sustainability factor is also important when we are looking into construction technology. Then understanding alternate constructions, details related to functional elements. The same, alternate constructions are alternate construction materials maybe, or construction methodologies. Right. So if you have advised on it, you can write about it. If you have worked in any specific construction, modern construction technology project where you have got an opportunity to uh, do your part of work, maybe as a contract manager, you have been administering the contract in that particular project. So you can write about how you have enhanced your understanding of construction technology and how you have contributed to that specific work. If you are estimation guy, how you have estimated that specific construction methodology. Okay, that you can write. Okay, fine. What was there next? Let's see. Cost prediction and analysis. I think is the part of infrastructure pathway. It's not there in the QS pathway. Cost prediction analysis. Maybe I have to take it in further because I have to see this. Means I have to download actually this pathway guide. I don't have this ready here. Construction economics. Construction economics. Which pathway? Which pathway is it, Mr. Mahesh? Can you please guide this? Construction economics. Is it there in QS pathway? No. Construction economics. Let's see. I don't think so. Let us see. No, it is not there. There is design economics and cost planning. Are you talking about design economics? As I'm not able to find out this construction economics. Design economics and cost planning. Right, fine. Design economics, and this is very important. This is very important. Okay, procurement tendering. Okay, fine. I will try to accommodate it. Okay, design economics. What you can write as a part of design economics. Let us go into the pathway guide. Okay, design economics. Design economics deals with cost plan, value engineering sort of thing, cost control process during the pre-contract stage, and how cost planning and estimations are taken, and how you can enhance the value of a building through various design solutions in the pre-contract stage. So that basically relates to value engineering. Okay, design economics, where is it? Ah, yes, here is it. So whenever you are writing about design economics in level 1, try to refer to NRM, new rules of measurement. NRM1 deals with cost planning and the order of cost estimate for building works. So refer to NRM1 and write about what you understand about cost planning and what is the structure of a cost planning that you can refer in level 1. Then you can write about life cycle cost as a part of level 1. Okay, life cycle cost and value engineering also you can include. Various stages of cost planning means you have to link cost planning with the reverse stages of work and write about what are the at what different stages, what type of cost planning is taken up. or cost planning is taken up in which REBA stages, that you can clearly write in level 1. So bullet points: NRM, structure of cost plan, why it is done, what is the difference between cost plan, cost estimate. Fourth, you can write about what is life cycle cost, what is your understand. You can differentiate between life cycle cost, full life cycle cost. You can write about value engineering, okay, in level 1, and how it relates to providing design economics, means economical design basically. Then level 2. Level 2 is our practical demonstration. If you have prepared cost plan, you can write about how you have prepared it, okay, what reference you have taken. If you have taken part in value engineering process, write about it, like applying value engineering process. If you have carried out life cycle costing, you can write about it. Okay. Preparing cost report is also the part of design economics and cost planning, but better to write this 3 if you have understanding. Design economic and cost planning is taken up by all those candidates who are from consultant background, consultant side or employer side, right? They are generally involved in value engineering workshops, because value engineering workshops are taken much ahead of the contractors involvement, much ahead of the contractors involvement in the project, right? Generally, consultants take up value engineering works during the initial stage. Level 3, similarly, whatever you are carrying out, if you have any advice to give into it, like if you want to advise on any specific procedure of cost plan, you can write as a part of level 3. You can write about any advice on value engineering solutions, value engineering solution as a part of level 3. You can write about uh, preparing, presenting reports with cost, reference cost, okay, fine, building efficiency. You can also advise on specific building regulations that helps in economical building design, right? That can be. So advice on the legislations can also be the part of your design economics and cost planning. Okay. If you can also advise on the benchmarking techniques for predicting the cost. Okay. What benchmarkings can be used for prediction of a cost? As a part of level 1, you can write about GIFA, FAR. These are the principles of measurements, like floor area ratio, yeah, gross internal floor area. All these concepts you can write as a part of level 1. Okay, fine. So procurement tendering, Nirmal Kumar. So this will be the last one of today's discussion, and then we will conclude. Procurement tendering. Procurement tendering. Very simple, very easy competency. Procurement and tendering. Simple. You have to write about different types of procurement in level 1. Different types of procurement. Generally, 4 types of procurement are recognized under RICS. That is traditional, design and build, management contracting, construction management. There are other forms like triple P, but that is not a procurement route. Triple P is there, so you can write about it as well. Uh, Write about tendering procedure, what tendering is, what are the different types of tendering strategies. Then you can write about how a particular procurement route is selected. You can refer to the RICS guidance note on procurement and tendering, selecting appropriate procurement route, and there is a guidance on tendering strategies. That these are two different guidance notes. You can write about it. What you have learned from there, you can write as a part of level 1. Level 2, if you have taken part in tendering process, write about it. If you have compiled tender documents, you can write about it in level 2. If you have checked a tender document, uh, if you have done some analysis to find out a particular procurement route of a project, you can write about it. If you have addressed any tender query during the tender meetings, if you have taken part in tender meetings, you can write about it in level 2. If you have resolved any query, you can write about it. If you have been the part of e-tendering procedures, you can write about it, like how you have taken up the tendering procedures. In level 3, you have to advise on the selection of procurement route, advise on the selection of a particular tendering strategy, advise on tendering procedures, how you have taken up a particular tendering procedure, advise on how you have dealt with arithmetical errors, advise on what should be the inclusion in the tender documents. All these things you can advise. So there are many things in tendering and procurement and tendering that can be advised. Okay, so that is all for today. Maybe someday else we will take other competencies. Red book reference is important to write SOE or interview purpose only. Red book, anything, whatever you are writing in SOE, if it is contextual to your job, if you have done about anything about it, then only write. There is nothing mandatory or important. There is nothing mandatory or important, right? Okay, so that's all. Thank you for attending today. And next week, again, I will take up weekly APC. Maybe we will be discussing any topic related to APC competencies. So thank you all for attending today. See you again next week. Any questions you can type in the chat box. I will try to answer to you later. Right away. Thank you. Thank you all.